spilling everywhere.
I did spill it. Look at that.
How do you feel after that? That was your first experience.
Was there a good,
ready?
Was there a good facial
expression? I'm ready. Probably really good. I was like,
all right. Ask the Boss episode number
36.
Woo!
No,
37.
37. Last was 36, bro.
And
you got that one right, so why
I
would
was
you give
I was like nervous. I thought I would have been 35.
That's a lot.
All right. Special guest.
The
I think
best
Scoot
one, yes.
Scoop. I think we need to call this a celebrity edition.
Celeb, totally.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. I am Katie. Katie Ann 100. Maybe Katie Ann 1000.
At Instagram, at Katie Ann.
At me.
Hashtag Katie Ann.
Hashtag Katie Ann Quads.
So,
yes, I am an elite core athlete, and I am here visiting from Columbus, Ohio. Here at the HQ. Excited to be here.
that was a very modest intro.
Very modest.
She's a beast. She
know.
like deadlifts more than most men who are watching this video, for sure. And squats more. And definitely, Bobby, you're not even in the same universe, bro. Like,
dang.
no offense. Those 135 rows got you good. She deadlifts like 4 times that, 3 times that. So anyways, and she's WWF World Champ. Is that a 2-sport athlete?
Champs here!
Yeah.
Check. All right, so we need a theme. What's the theme?
I forgot.
Carl says Herman and Shara theme.
I don't even know what that is.
I don't know.
So again, once again, Carl.
He-Man.
I think it's He-Man, She-Woman.
It's a He-Man and She-Ra,
Yeah, that's
not
She-Ra,
Herman and...
whatever.
Oh!
Well, read it.
Can we get a cuckhead that drops down right now?
It is He-Man and Shara. I guess I put an R in there.
I don't know. No, there is one.
Cuck is on Planet Cuck.
Shara.
Let's just have Planet Cuck
Herman.
right there. Put him in there. Planet Cuck. All right. So I think we should do we do Avengers or do we do Justice League?
I see. I don't know either.
I don't know either, so
I'm making the call.
up to you.
I'm Batman.
So this is Justice League.
So then I'm Catwoman?
No! You're Wonder Woman!
Okay,
Come on.
Wonder Woman. I don't know.
You guys don't know your cartoons or
No.
your whatever these
the
are?
only thing I know is Wonder Woman, but I don't know what that's a part of. Ding! Does something pop over my head?
If you wanted to.
You are now Wonder Woman.
You're gonna be
Give it
Lily
sparkles
on
or something.
Ask the
Whatever
Boss.
they do. Me!
Who else is in Justice League?
Oh my gosh. This is awful.
I wanted to do the Avengers so I could be the Hulk and then just, bust out of the wall.
I think you should be the Flash.
Ding!
I guess he would have already had his costume on at that point, right? Oh my gosh. Alright, so we're a good 5 minutes into this video. We've already lost most of the viewers, but for those who are still watching, and we have a
Oh yeah, we have the
a
live
two-prong Instagram live. So we have Katie's Instagram and my Instagram. So, Kate, Sam, raise your hand if you have questions, live questions. So let's get to it.
All right.
Oh.
For both of you, would you recommend starting in smaller classes and building yourself up for bigger classes? I'm still out of breath, man.
That's the most running you've done in like 5
I'm
years.
starting to
10
sweat.
years.
I'm starting to sweat a lot right now. I got this light on me right. All right.
It's warm in here. Okay.
No, it's not. Goodness
All right. So would you
gracious.
recommend starting in a smaller class and build yourself
Overheated.
up for a bigger class? For example, a male starting in men's physique and then moving into classic and eventually bodybuilding?
Nope.
So no.
I don't think so. I think most of the people that are doing physique and classic physique could almost do bodybuilding, especially in the FBC. But like, especially classic physique. I think classic physique is kind of silly. I think those people should just do bodybuilding.
Do bodybuilding, because it's basically bodybuilding, except you just have like a little bit
Some
more
restrictions.
fabric.
And if you're a
I don't know.
non-enhanced athlete, if you're a natural athlete, there really shouldn't be classic physique. Everybody should be classic physique. You should not be way over those weight limits anyways. And I think honestly, your physique looks better in a wiener bikini as opposed to like the little boy shorts. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking
The
about?
V?
The V, yeah, the V, exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For females, it all depends on what your goals are, I think. So for a female, like for me personally, I just wanted to be jacked. So I was like, I just want to do figure, and I loved Nicole Wilkins, Aaron Stern. Like I looked up to them when I was younger, so I just wanted that muscular physique. So I didn't have a desire to compete in something like bikini, but now bikini is getting a lot more muscular, especially on the NPC stage, well, and also WNBF pro stage. So it's extremely muscular. So to be honest, if you want to get your feet wet in competing and you don't feel like you have the muscle base for figure, then I say go for it. So I say it's just personal preference.
Would you ever do bikini?
It could be a matter of posing, really.
Think,
Right?
yeah.
Can I do that in the Batman outfit, please?
So the only reason I say no is because I just genetically, my physique is much better for figure. I have an extremely wide waist. I know people are like, no you don't, but I actually do. Like my waist, the smallest it is on stage is 28 inches for stage length for a female, which is very large. So for me, I have massive quads, so to have that like shape, I just don't think I could ever have that tiny waist for
You would have
bikini.
to change your training style probably up a little bit.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be able to
wouldn't
lift
wanna do that.
heavy. And,
Yeah,
no. So personally, probably no. But the women that are bikini is becoming more and more muscular, so I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean,
yeah.
for men, I think, I don't know, getting on stage, getting your feet wet, but like, why not just do it in bodybuilding? Like, if you want to be a bodybuilder, I don't think you should start with physique. Just give it a shot for bodybuilding.
Right.
You might not win your show, but like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, a lot of bodybuilding is conditioning too, like a ton. So if you're, lean enough, just
Right.
because you don't have the massive size doesn't mean you're not going to do well.
Yeah, and if you're covering up with shorts or
Right.
boy shorts, it's like you're missing out on half the conditioning.
Ooh,
Sam.
Question.
On that note, hi Katie. I was wondering if you believe programming chest exercises is important for bikini competitors.
Good question.
I was told it wasn't necessary by a local coach.
I would actually recommend training chest. Now, that is, for me, I notice a huge benefit for my shoulders by training chest. So if you think about any sort of chest movement, dumbbell press, you think about, it's interesting because I just did chest today, and I talk about this in the pump session, yes, pump session video that's going to be up. But pressing movements are excellent for shoulder development. So I would say yes, incorporate it in your training. It's not going to be quite as much of a focus for a bikini athlete, but if you want to build your shoulders, if that's an area that you want to build, an area you want to work on, I'm looking at this camera, I should be looking at this. If that's an area that you...
We out here, don't know.
Yeah. We're capturing it all.
if that's an area that you want to work on, then yeah, train chest.
I know Steph has always trained chest. Even though, she's a figure competitor, not a bikini competitor, but it definitely helps your overall physique.
Yeah, what I would think about
yeah.
it as like, you're creating imbalances if you don't do that. So if you're pulling all the time, you're going to create imbalances structurally, and that's not overall healthy for your body. So you don't have to go crazy heavy on chest, but
I don't go
do
crazy heavy,
do push-ups. Right?
Yeah. Or dips are excellent for chest and for shoulders, and I just notice I noticed for myself a huge difference once I started hammering chest. My shoulder development just got so much better too.
All right, I have my question. So I want to ask my question for Katie before we run out of time. So you've probably been asked this a million times, but I guess I haven't heard the answer. So this might be a repeat. So why the switch from powerlifting to bodybuilding? You are literally a world-class powerlifter. Ridiculous numbers. Why did you make the switch? And it seems like you're kind of staying with the switch, or at least for the near future.
For now. Yeah, so good question. So I actually started my athletic endeavors after I finished running track. So I was a competitive track athlete, and then after that I got into bodybuilding. So actually my first interest was bodybuilding. So it wasn't powerlifting at all. And so from the age of probably 19 until whenever I started powerlifting, or 18 when I just started training, I was like hammering bodybuilding. Like it was just bodybuilding training programs. I would Google bodybuilding training programs. That's back in the day when I was like, Nicole Wilkins shoulder program, or like Aaron Stern, and I just would like Google those and do those programs. And then it wasn't until I met a couple people who were involved in the powerlifting community. So Mike Zordos, he does a lot of research on daily undulating periodization training. And then I also met Ben Escrow, Ryan Doris, and then Lane Norton. And they all encouraged me. They said, you're really strong for a bodybuilder, like you should try powerlifting. So it was actually kind of just like, oh, I'm gonna try it. And then I fell in love with it, and I competed in that for a couple years after my first season of bodybuilding. And then most recently I competed at the Arnold in 2017, and my body was just like, all right, it's time to stop this.
So were you getting injured?
Having injuries, yeah. So I've had a chronic lower back injury and a chronic shoulder injury. And so my powerlifting training, just with powerlifting, you can't get around it. You have to squat, you have to bench, you have to deadlift. And so deadlifting multiple times per week, squatting, I got up to squatting 4 days per week. It was just kind of hammering these injuries, and it was not a recipe for overall health. And so I just decided to take a step back, and I was eager to get back to bodybuilding and see what I could do, and that's what led into the contest prep season this past year for Worlds and for the Yorton Cup. And now I'm working with a physical therapist. I'm working with some different people to address those issues from the bottom and work up. I just need to like fix my body, or like as best I can and be healthy.
Are you injury free now?
Just not much better, not completely. I've actually just in the past couple months started working with a physical therapist, and she's helping me. I've never actually figured out, so anyone watching, definitely work with a professional if you're having issues. It's much more than just something that you can probably figure out on your own. I know for me, a lot of my shoulder issue was stemming from instability in my back, actually. So I was stabilizing everything with my trap and with my neck, as opposed to my scapula, and retracting my scapula and my lat and stabilizing shoulder movements. So so that's what was causing my shoulder issue, and then I had no idea, my hips were like totally out of alignment. That was causing a back issue. So it really could be more than you have no idea exactly what the issue is unless you see it.
Is your goal to eventually get back to powerlifting, or are you just kind of going with the flow?
I just want to be able to lift
without
heavy
pain
and lift, which is happening. I've back to close to my old deadlift numbers in terms of like volume, which I wasn't deadlifting for a long time. And then squatting, I'm finally squatting without pain, and day to day I don't have nearly as much pain, so it's getting there. But just if you think about how long you had the injury, it's going to take a while to rehabbing and
Meeting is all about that.
Yeah, we talked about it a lot yesterday.
It takes a long time, especially if I was thinking about it, like if you have an injury and you're just hammering the hypertrophy with that injury, you're building up muscle tissue based on some sort of imbalance. So to break up that muscle tissue and get it actually, so I'm doing a lot of like lacrosse ball work to break up fascia in my chest and in my shoulder.
And Theragun soon to be.
And Theragun.
Theragun. We out here. Plug that.
Never tried.
44670 Cape Court, Ashburn, Virginia.
But it just takes a while. So it's patience, and I'm like impatient when it comes to that. I just want to be squatting my old numbers.
Because this is in regards. Question for you both. I tore my rotator cuff late last year, and it's been a long and frustrating road to recovery. Have you ever had injuries that have been frustrating, and how do you alter your training when struggling with injuries? Well, I just kind of answered all of it.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah. I mean, I know for me, when I was younger, I was just stubborn as all heck, and I would train through pain, like through it. And I always tell people, train around it. Like, I'm a big believer in getting motion back into things. Like, if you tweak your back, don't just lay on the bed. I mean, unless you're like really mess something up, but like, get motion into it. At least start walking, get back into the gym, doing things that don't hurt. Use pain as a guide, right? Like, if something hurts, your body's telling you don't do this. And so that's what I do with injuries. So like, if something is bothering me, it doesn't mean like, if my shoulder's hurting, it doesn't mean I don't train shoulders, but like maybe pressing is hurting, but I can do laterals, or laterals are hurting and pressing. So maybe I'll do 30 sets of laterals or something ridiculous, like that doesn't hurt. So I really use pain as a guide, and I don't, let like, some people get really stubborn, like I have to squat, I have to deadlift, I have to do these things, but if those things are bothering you, don't do them. You can still, get into a hypertrophy range and, put on muscle by doing other exercises. There's no rules to it. So I think people sometimes get caught up in that. So that's when I get creative. Maybe I'm doing more machine work, but you can still do it. I'm a big believer in getting back in there as soon as you can after an injury.
there's always something that you, well, not always, but majority of the time you can find something. Yeah, and that's too, a lot of powerlifters get in that mindset that just like I was there. I was like, I can't squat, like I feel worthless. And it's like, I can still like I took for granted then what I actually could do. And even like leg pressing, like that's gonna keep the muscle mass, like do what you can and make sure you don't.
Well, and that's the great part about being a bodybuilder.
Yeah, exactly. Is that you can work around it.
Yeah. So. With powerlifting, you're stuck.
Yeah. But who knows? Getting healthy now, I might be able to compete again in the future. But just for now, it's like not focusing on that. Focusing on being healthy.
Cool. Doug, is there a new flavor coming out for MRP?
Actually, funny you ask. Which reminds me, we need to get back on that work of getting that flavor right. So we're working on the blueberry crumb cake. Is a huge hit. People love it. So
it's my favorite.
I really am. We're trying to do an apple crumb cake. So I think it would be great with the kind of the crummy, like oaty taste of MRP anyway. So I think we might do it as maybe like a limited release in the fall for like around the holidays. Yeah. So I think that'll be a good one. We're still working on doing the carrot cake, but I don't know how to do that right. Like I think if you could do it right, it would be amazing. Because I love carrot cake, but like, what would a carrot cake MRP taste like? Is it more cream cheesy, or is it more?
It's spiced with cream.
You could do like a pumpkin.
Leave it to the.
Or is that too basic?
Yeah, leave it to the basic girl.
Thanks.
And then could I stack core shred with core fury?
Sure.
And big shout out to Meeting Thigh.
Meeting Thigh? It says Meeting Thigh?
Same guy. NCB 106.
That's why you read the question. All you have to do is give a shout out to Meaty Thighs and you'll make sure.
Yeah, but spell it right, bro. Come on.
So, so Core Shred is our new non-stimulant thermogenic powder that we released yesterday. Those pre-orders are shipping maybe even as early as tomorrow. Really cool product. The nice thing is you can stack it. It stacks really well with Core Burn. Stacks really well with Core Hard. Stacks really well with Core Fury. You can pretty much take it with anything. It's a non-stimulant product. So I think a lot of people are starting to get away from the stimulants, which is a good thing. I think most people are overstimmed as I sit here drinking my Red Light Bloom energy drink. So yeah, I mean it's a really cool product, very versatile, and it's something that you pretty much could take year round.
How we doing on this, Sam? Got any questions?
Any questions?
Let it rip.
All right. If you both could go back in time to when you first started lifting and only have 1 minute, what advice about training and nutrition would you give yourself? So
only you have 1 minute?
Yeah, so you travel back, like flash, like. So I was gone for a minute, right?
Yeah, okay.
But you got to tell yourself one thing. You
so
only have
when
a minute.
First started bodybuilding or first started, what's the question?
First started lifting.
Oh.
So I think it's very much related to what I just spoke about. Like, you know, you're only going to be 21 once, and, you know, yeah, you might feel good there and you can do some really stupid things, but, you know, I think learning to train around things as opposed to through things, for me, I think that would be a good one.
Spend more time in a surplus than a deficit would be my number one, because I was always trying to diet when I first started lifting. And
I was going to say,
spinning my wheels.
Eat up.
Yeah.
Eat up money?
Yeah.
Eat up.
Just eat more to put on muscle, and don't try to diet while you're trying to put on muscle, because that doesn't work. So that would be my nutrition advice. And count macros. Don't follow like a strict crazy meal plan, because I tried to do that for a long time. And then training wise, I would say don't be an idiot and try to do everything all in one day all the time, because it's kind of all the same.
Yeah. Yeah, I think like I worked in. There's a couple like 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds I was talking to, and they already wanted to start competing and things like that. Like my advice to them, just eat.
Yeah.
Eat and grow. Eat and grow.
I wouldn't even count macros. I would just like just eat. Like eat. You know, don't eat junk, but like.
I think it's important to learn macros. Like you need to have the ability to count macros. It's amazing how many people I run into and they ask me questions. They're into it. They follow me, and they'll and I'll ask them, okay, so what are your macros?
Yeah.
What's a macro?
Yeah.
You know, it's like.
But you didn't know macros when you were 16 and you started lifting,
bro.
This is Doug Miller. We're talking about
Bro.
first.
Oh, that's right.
Come on, man. I always
My bad. My bad.
No, well, I wasn't 16 when I got into it.
I counted calories.
I was more like 18 when I got into it, or 17 or 18, and I mean, I knew what a calorie, protein, carb, and fat is, and I knew how many calories each one of those had. That's basic stuff that you should know.
I started off with like just like more bro-y.
Oh, I was 100% a bro, but I still
like,
knew that.
I didn't really count. I was trying to eat the gross. I was eating burritos and like, you know.
Dirty bulk.
Well, dirty, but you know.
No, you're dirty meat.
Okay, moving on.
Right.
Moving on real quick. Question for both.
Man.
What is your opinion on rest days? That's it.
That's
Take
it.
rest days.
Take rest days.
Yeah, I mean, you can't train every day. I mean, it's just you need rest days. And I know I always have great workouts the day after a rest day. So I actually prefer a rest day more than, people say, well, how often do you deload? Usually I'm like, well, what's a deload? Like, I'm not good at it. I mean, I don't really.
I hate deloads.
Yeah, it's like you go in there and you go through the motions. So I don't really do them. So like
I do them, but I hate them.
I take days off. So like if I'm totally run down and I know I need a day off, or I should back off or deload, I'd rather just not train. Because I know, or even for 2 days, and I know that next workout will be way better.
Yeah.
So I think you have to listen to your body. Most people are under training though. So, if you're asked that question to look for an excuse to take more off days, like you're not going to hear that from me. I think you can train with higher volume and higher intensity than most people think. A lot of people read, especially because you're natural or you're an ectomorph, if you're going to be overtraining, you're most likely going to be under eating and under sleeping. So,
I say take them, but you don't need to. I think it just depends on the person. I mean, it's so individual to the person, but I just echo what you said.
And a lot of people, I know people like, I'll train for 8 weeks and then take a week off. Like, what's that? I don't think I've taken a week off in 20 years.
Yeah.
Ever.
All right, question for Doug. What was your training split in the first 5 years when you started lifting?
Oh, I still know my.
Let's go back to the books.
I have the books. They're probably about like this high right now.
So we gotta go down.
Wow.
to
Yeah,
our
okay.
picks.
Chest and tries.
Monday.
Hold on a second.
So Monday.
Chest and tries. Back and buys. Shoulders. Legs. And then either chest and tries or chest and buys, like alternative back. So 1 week it would be chest and tries, 1 week it would be chest and buys. So, because obviously everybody even has a little bro, and I'm like real meathead bro when they first start. So like, you want your chest and arms to be big.
Yeah.
So that was I remember that was like my very first split. I didn't do that for too long. Then I started, pretty early on, I started putting 2 leg days in there, like splitting legs. And that was like the best thing, doing that.
I don't remember my first split because when I first started lifting, I was running track still. So I have no idea. And then I was yelled at for lifting by my coach, actually. Saying I'd get too
bulky.
Yeah. So that was, I don't remember. But when I first started just bodybuilding and focusing on that, it was chest, back, arms, legs, back, legs, and then maybe like 2 back days and two back days, 2 leg days, 1 chest day, 1 something like that.
Yeah. Joe probably started off with bro. One of the first splits I ever did was those lanes fat training.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Power first and then hypertrophy.
That's good.
And then I really got into, like, I was obsessed with training legs, so then I would go Monday, Wednesday, Friday was legs. That was crazy.
All you bros out there, Bobby. Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Like arms and chest.
And then I just despised training arms, so then I just did back and chest. I don't know, it's weird.
The same guy wants to know if you'll ever do a transformation video on YouTube and show pictures from the beginning of your training to your 5th year or so, and then talk about how you trained at that time. Hashtag ask the boss. He's a true fan.
No.
Do you understand the question?
Not really. Like, yeah, I mean, I could pull up pictures.
Will you ever do a transformation video?
I'll give it to Bob. We'll ask Bobby. Bobby, will we ever?
Bobby, this guy wants a transformation video on YouTube, and he wants you to show pictures from the beginning of Doug's training.
Well, I don't have pictures. Just to be clear, I don't have pictures.
And you're fit
from when I first started training.
So you're fit.
I think this was before this was before like digital cameras. Like I remember, I was already training for years, and then they came out with like digital cameras. Like this is long. This is like 1998.
I have photos.
That's like 20 years ago, legit.
Photos.
Yeah, I don't even think I have photos.
The first photos are always like the weirdest thing ever.
Yeah,
I remember like
a lot of pale meat.
Me and Jake in the college like dorm, like taking nudes, and like our friend walks in, and is like, "What the hell is going on?"
Yeah,
you know, we're just so worried about it, bro. Like, just two guys just taking pics, man.
Yeah, it's all good.
I've actually made a video. It was a while ago though, kind of going through some different. That video took me forever. Going through some different photos of like my. No, I'm not Bobby, okay? So I can't like edit. And...
Yeah, we'll just give it to Bobby. So, but I do have pictures probably starting from my first comp, like leading up to my first comp. I probably have pictures from 8 weeks out. That's how long my prep was. It was 7.5 week prep.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
Dang.
sweet. 7.5 weeks.
How much weight did you lose?
Cool, let's do it. I'm out of questions.
Probably like 15.
And then I got flash out.
Yeah. Solid.
I had no idea. I did everything wrong. Everything wrong. I did everything.
You drink wine, right? And you say
so my people, like I loaded potassium, I did glycerol, drank wine, cut sodium like 7 weeks out.
Oh God!
Like all this stuff. I couldn't get a pump no matter what. Like I don't know how I won that show. Like it was.
Because you're Doug Miller.
Dude.
Actually, I have some photos on my phone because they're in my Dropbox from like when I was first, like my first figure poses.
Did you have the straight arms like the robot?
I was like so scrawny.
Yeah.
So scrawny.
Yeah.
All right, what we got?
All right, question. So we get this every single Ask the Boss. When are you stepping on stage again?
I got it a lot this weekend at Body Power.
Well, we gotta ask it.
You always.
I don't know. There's a part of me. I'm not gonna lie. There's a part of me that wants to do it again. Like I think at this point, I'm at a point where I think I could be a better bodybuilder than I was the last time I stepped on stage. I mean, it took a couple years for me to be confident and say that. Things would have to be a lot different. Training would have to be different. Like, I don't think I'm going to attempt to do 585 deadlifts at like 4 weeks out like I did last prep. Like, that's just stupid. But I think I could be a better bodybuilder, but it's asking a lot. You know, it's with 2 little kids, a wife, 3 brands now, going on 10 stores, all you children as well, 30-some children that we have to watch over.
We need attention.
Yeah. But with that being said, now that we have full-time media staff and marketing staff, it would be great for the brands. So if I did it, it would be a business decision, really. Because for me personally, like I don't feel like I need to prove anything to anybody. I really don't. Like, and even the competing part of it, yeah, I like to win. I like to be the best at something, but I don't even need that. Like I'm competing every day at what we do. You know, like I'm having too much fun training. You know, eating kind of what I want. You know, not worrying about missing meals and missing supplements and all that stuff. So there's a lot of stresses, but at the same time, I don't know. Maybe we need to cut it. How about I cut it? Can I throw out Batarang?
Gotta cut it.
And then you'll just...
We out here!
We're back.
We back!
That was kind of...
very slow-mo. That was very slow-mo. We're back.
Confused too.
It was the whip. The whip brought us back in. All right. Where were we, Sam?
Katie and me, when are you competing again?
Oh, me?
Yep, everyone else to know?
I have no idea.
Not this year.
Not this year, no.
Not this year.
Meat! Are we going to see the meat back on? Meat!
Meat back on what?
Stage?
Yeah. Well, maybe, hopefully.
Oh.
I'm actually training, and people ask me, like...
Yeah, but you're a bodybuilder now.
Yeah, I'm training.
Meat's back.
But, like, I'm still like, my back's not 100%. But, say when I get married this year, so... That is we're shredding for that. Getting
shredding for the wedding.
Hawaii ready.
Ooh. Are we going to work on the tan a little before the...
We already worked. I'm going to help him build up. We're going to work on it.
No, I don't. See, that's why you can't work on it.
You got to start out, maybe go like 3 minutes or
Get
something.
him a base.
You need a base to protect that precious meat. Like we...
I got the sunscreen packed already.
How about a meat spray tan? That would make a great video. Meat spray tan? Oh my gosh! Can you see meat with just a little orange glow?
Has it been since contest that you were actually tan?
Yeah, I was never tan.
You got some lines right now.
No, that was fake tan.
Oh.
I got a little sun out in at the event. You see that little redness?
Yeah.
Rash.
We out here.
Sun rash.
All right, I have one more question. So this is for Doug and Katie. So, and this is my question, by the way. You guys have both worked like corporate jobs. You've been in corporate America, worked like a 9 to 5, and you quit or left it for your passion to do core and your personal training. So what was it like when you first, like your first day or your first week when you weren't working your old job and you had your first day where like you didn't have to report to work or you were like doing your thing? Like, did you have a moment of, oh my God, did I just do this? Or was it just normal? What was that like?
I was mentally checked out anyways for like a good while, probably. Like I wasn't underperforming. Like actually, towards later part of my career, I actually was getting good reviews at work, really good reviews, because I had just a great team under me, and I was just good at training the people under me. But I was very distracted for me. Like it was really a distraction. Work was a distraction for me from what I wanted to do. So
That's how I felt too.
it wasn't like I was like, okay. I mean, like there really was, because I was still doing a lot of my stuff outside of work. So it was just nice not to have that distraction in the middle of the day of doing that stuff. So it was a pretty easy transition for me. But I do remember our house flooded, our condo flooded that same like week. So we were living in like temporary apartments. Yeah. And so it was really weird. I kind of felt like, okay, I'm on vacation now. Like I was staying in a different place, and it was very weird. But it was a pretty smooth transition. But like figuring out my schedule, like how do I work? How do I manage this? Took me a little while because I'm working from home. Okay, I was like, this is weird. Like I can train when I want. I can do whatever I want. You know, and it really wasn't until this past year that I actually had a corporate office that I would go to. I mean, I had an office down in our other warehouse, but I was there once a year, maybe, or 4 times a year, right? Like, it wasn't until this year that I had a really good place to go. So it was hard to manage your schedule when you're first doing it.
Yeah, definitely is. And that's like something that I think is still, like for me, I still have to be, it's not for everyone because it's hard. Because you can do whatever you want, whenever you want, but you still have to do the work. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like being accountable with yourself. For me, I vividly remember like the first day that I went to the gym in the middle of the day and I didn't go in because I used to train in the evenings from like 6:30 until like 8:30 or 9 and get home late every single day. And I remember I was like, I feel so guilty right now. Like I don't know what I'm doing. Like I feel like I'm playing hooky. But then it was like in the first week, things started just going. I didn't quit until I knew I had like a good opportunity and a good thing going. And I had some like clients that I was like kind of working with in the beginning. And then
did you feel like you held on too long, or do you feel like it was good?
It was perfect timing. To be honest, I was like extremely blessed on just how everything worked out. I was mentally checked out probably for the last 2 months that I was working. Because I was just like thinking about it and debating like, should I do it? Should I do it? Should I do it part-time? Should I coach part-time and then still work my job? And I was like, I can't do that because it was just crazy. But then things just started working out really well, and then my clients just built up, and I was really lucky to have that just kind of take off from there, and it was really good. But it was it definitely is going from like you get to work, you work, okay, and then you're free, you don't have to look at emails, everything, to it's kind of like constantly like on your mind.
There's no real off switch.
No. Like I can't remember the last time I went on an actual vacation without like, thinking about work.
There is no vacation.
But yeah, there is none. Yeah, there's.
Just remember that when you guys are on your honeymoon.
We just
realized that we're only like 5 hours in a different area too.
What you wanted.
So like I gotta figure it out.
You got this?
Yeah. Alright. All these retailers are gonna order big before. Out of respect. And then Bobby's gonna remember how to invoice.
Yeah, put Bobby in. So when we have all those messed up invoices, you can blame Bobby.
Oh gosh.
All right, you know what we should do real quick before we head out? We should say we've got a lot of stuff coming up. So we should probably run down that real quick.
Sure.
American Energy. Hold on. Memorial Day. It is so good. Katie, how good is it?
like 20 out of 10.
Yeah,
Ooh.
it is amazing.
Dang.
And so some retailers will be able to get this probably by the time we put this video up.
Which flavor?
This is Freedom.
This is my favorite.
So the product shipped yesterday, which is Monday, the 14th, to Muscle Foods USA distribution. There are 5 warehouses. They're going to be our exclusive distributor. Local retailers around us, such as the Nutrition Corners, will also have it later this week. But all the retailers watching this, you should be able to order from Muscle Foods probably now, at the time of posting this video. Our official launch is Memorial Day, but we want it in your hands so you can have a barbecue and sip on this. But our website and more information will be launching on Memorial Day. We're pretty much sold out of our first run of this, and it hasn't even launched. It's kind of crazy, and we're scrambling now to make sure we can fulfill the next orders that come in. So very cool. Core Shred launched yesterday. Pre-sale is going to be arriving in our warehouse tomorrow, so shipments are going to start going out on that. The other real exciting product that we have coming up, well, geez, there's a couple, but I know everyone in the UK has been asking me about Fury X. So
how'd your sample go?
I mean, they loved it, and we didn't even have like the proper serving size because we didn't have the right scooper, but they didn't even do a full serving, and they loved it. So Fury X is gonna really redefine the pre-workout, gold standard here, and so that's gonna be launching July 1st. I believe even before that, Core Multi is coming. So people have been asking us for a multivitamin forever. This is a really good multivitamin coming out probably sometime in June. On the Miracle Lab side of things, we're working on Uncle Bam, the powder fat burner, probably later in the summer. We're also working on Guts and Glory, which is an all-around kind of organ health powder. And then kind of related to it, we have a lot of like health supplements coming out. And then Core Greens probably around August.
Nice.
So that's a really good greens product. It just taste awful. They're horrendous. But these are really good. We have a really good berry flavor and a chocolate flavor. So you can throw the chocolate in like your protein shakes, and the berry just tastes good. You can mix it with a pre-workout. I mean, it tastes good. What else did I miss, Meat?
The Bash.
Just launched Chubby Chocolate.
Oh, are you talking about that?
Maybe we should have a little teaser about the Bash. I did post a video about it today.
Yeah.
So really excited about this event. So this is our first annual, or our inaugural. I have a very hard time saying that word. It's a hard word to say. Inaugural.
Just go to country with it.
Inaugural. Just inaugural.
It's inaugural. That first one.
Summer Nut Bash is going to be at our Oceana Nutrition Corner, which is our newest nutrition corner, except for the Bethesda one that's opening up here next month. Great location. Oceana or Virginia Beach. It's in Virginia Beach. It's a great time of year to be there. So it's June 23rd and 24th. We have Rob and Dana Bailey. We have Seth Feroci, we have Flex Lewis, Sadiq. Everyone knows Sadiq. You don't need to say his last name because no one knows how to pronounce his last name. Sadiq. Who else? Lauren Finley, who's an Evogen athlete. The Gorilla Chemist from MyoBlocks. Brandon Smith, who's the CEO of Purist Labs. PJ Braun from Blackstone. Of course, I'll be there. Media will be there. Everyone will be there. And we have like 25 other vendors, and then we have community vendors. So there's going to be a huge tent out in the parking lot. The really cool thing about this is, so the parking lot bash is on Saturday, and it'll be from 11 to about 5. So we'll have all our vendors, but then all the community vendors, local businesses, a lot of cool stuff going on. But then Sunday, if you purchase $100 worth of products, any brand, you get our, we have a really cool logo for this. It's like a Jack Peanut, it's pretty funny. You'll get our exclusive event t-shirt. That t-shirt is your ticket to get into the Ask the Pros seminar with all those people on Sunday. So Sunday from 10 to 12, we're going to be doing an Ask the Pros seminar. And then after that, from 1 to 4, I mean, who knows how long it's going to go, we're going to do Train with the Pros. So we're going to be taking over Iron Asylum Gym in Virginia Beach, and all those guys, everyone who's come out, if you have the t-shirt, you can come with us to train. So it's going to be a really cool event. It's a lot of coordination. This is, a lot is riding, Carl is putting a lot of work into this. He's like leading it up with Andrew, who's the manager of that location, but all 10 of our managers from all 10 of our stores should be down there as well. It's going to be a crazy time, so definitely look out for that. What's that? Yeah, book your flights. The closest airport is Norfolk. That's probably 20 minutes away from the event. We did block rooms. We blocked rooms downtown or down at the waterfront, which are very expensive. I mean, this is like prime time. They're probably like $400 a night. But if you want to stay down on the beach, you could. And then we got another hotel, which is a normal hotel, like $150 a night, like off the strip, kind of closer to the event. But anyways, we'll be releasing all of that information soon. So yeah, very cool.
We have 2 new ABC flavors coming. Something I thought.
Well, 3 new.
About that.
So sweet tea will be launching on the 4th of July. Very good sweet tea. It's amazing. And then we are discontinuing watermelon, peach, lemonade, and cherry.
However,
we are launching lemon drop, which is a much improved lemon. It's pretty awesome. And white tiger's blood. So white tiger's blood is delicious. It's like a strawberry watermelon coconut. And it is going to be a Tiger Fitness exclusive for, I believe, 60 days. So it'll be exclusive to Tiger Fitness for the first 60 days. I think it's pretty in line with their theme and their logo. So very excited about those. That's it.
Cool. That's all I got.
We out?
We out here, so.
So we gonna whip it out, or we gonna throw a batarang? What are we gonna do?
Well, I gotta flash it up, so.
You going?
Start running.
What was that?
You know, flash, you know what I'm saying? Flash!
What are you gonna do? How are you gonna disappear? You gotta whip it.
There's a way that I disappear?
Yes. Just, yeah. You
Should I
gotta do
like
something.
whip the can?
Too slow. Bobby, make Bobby work.
I didn't want to like...
Make Bobby work. Just whip the camera. Alright guys, until next time, keep crushing it.